You are listening to the Postcast, presented by the Locked On Senators podcast, and of course, our friends over at the Glebe Central Pub. I'm your host, Brandon Pillar, joined by Lalime's Martian, and you guys know we love the Glebe Central Pub. Had to get my GCP merch on here. They are the pub for the Locked On Senators podcast in the heart of the Glebe, 779 Bank Street. Check out their website to go on the Send Shuttle. We've had lots of people using it this weekend with back-to-back home games. Back-to-back home wins is always a great place to vibe, and there's no better place to vibe than the Glebe Central Pub, the GCP, where the vibes are free. Like I mentioned, me and Martian here on the Postcast, a Sunday evening after the Ottawa Senators get a 4-0 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets, back-to-back shutouts, 3-game win streak. Martian, I know it's been a wild weekend for you, buddy, but this is a great way to cap things off.
Yeah, it was a wild weekend there for me, Pillsy, and I'm going to apologize in advance to the good people listening tonight about my voice, but I think they'll forgive me after we get into this one, Pills, because it was just another great win there by the Sens, and I don't think any of us could be any happier to be fans of this team right now. They're rolling. 3's a streak, baby.
Yeah, you can tell Martian's got the Canada voice after going to the Tampa and Florida game. A little bit more fun going to Tampa and Florida games in Ottawa than in Florida. Hey, Martian, that turned out a little better for you.
Yeah, it worked out much better for me this time around, and I think it was just the vibes with the guys I was with there for this weekend. It was a blast of a time, and I don't think there was any chance that the boys were going to let us down there. So, yeah, it was a hell of a weekend, and yeah, like you said, it was nice to just relax and watch this one from the couch, but still a fun, obviously, time watching this game as well.
Any Sens fan had a blast watching the games this weekend. You get the win up against the Florida Panthers, a 3-0 win, and then a 4-0 win today up against the Columbus Blue Jackets, outscoring your opponents 7-0 in back-to-back home games this weekend. Martian, did you have any thoughts that this weekend could have gone as well as it went?
Not as well as it went. No, I think there was a good chance. I knew that there was a good chance, like they would probably rip off a couple wins, maybe. These are obviously tougher opponents. When you look at the standings where these teams are there, Tampa and Florida obviously being ahead of Ottawa, and then Columbus still kind of right in that mix for the playoffs. Although, if I'm not mistaken, maybe they were eliminated there mathematically tonight with this loss. But yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, two shutouts in a row and a good win against Tampa Bay Lightning, then you're never going to complain about that. You won't hear me complaining anyways.
And it's so great the way these wins happened because you saw so many highlight performances from all different players. Anton Forsberg, you start the backup goalie in the first game of back-to-back, which I think is a little bit unconventional. And from my poll on Twitter, 55% of people said they wanted Ullmark starting that game and then Forsey the next one. But Forsey just shuts the door, arguably his greatest game of the season. He ends up with a 40-save shutout. And then Ullmark says, hey, I don't want to be outdone here. So then he gets a 30-save shutout. What kind of confidence does that give you, Martian, heading into the playoffs coming up soon here, that obviously Ullmark's going to be the number one guy, but regardless of just the goaltending, the defense has been able to shut the door. I mean, Forsberg, we got to give him most of the credit in that Florida game, but in today's game, I thought they played a good defensive game. But my question is, what kind of confidence does that give you watching this team go back-to-back shutouts?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to give you a ton of confidence, right, Pills? Because, I mean, Forsberg being able to jump in, and all of a sudden, like the last few weeks here, every game he's kind of got into, he's been a lot better than certain stretches throughout this year already. And I think, if it ever comes down to a time where, maybe Ullmark needs a little bit of a break during the playoffs, or God forbid he has an injury or anything like that, I think you can feel pretty confident just going to Forsberg there as a good veteran goalie, and he's getting hot at the right time, Pills, and you gotta love it. You know what I really like about it though is they're playing their best when the games mean the most, and that's only going to be a good omen, I think, going into the postseason as well.
And I think important to note, not that it's been a hidden storyline, but all three of these wins on this win streak, no Brady Tkachuk, your leading goal scorer. You're finding ways to get it done without your leader, without the leading goal scorer on this team. And who needs leading goal scorers, Martian, when you've got guys like Adam Gaudette getting his first goal in, I believe it's 24 games. Nicholas Matipalo getting his career NHL goal in, I think, 41 career games? Like, how awesome was it to see those two guys open the scoring for the Sens?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about Gaudette for a while. Like, he was super due. I don't know what it was, 26 games or something like that, where he hadn't scored yet. And now he's got he's still got a pretty good number there, 17 on the year for him, right? And it's great to see, man. And then Matt and Paolo, I actually wasn't even. I didn't know that he hadn't scored yet. So when they were like, oh, it's his first NHL goal, I'm like, oh, there we go. Like, that's just another good little storyline here coming down to the end of the season here in these last 10 games of the year. It's awesome. Like, everything's coming up Sens, and we're loving it.
And it was so much fun to see. I love unfortunately, it happens a lot against the Sens, guys scoring their first NHL goals. That's been a bit of a theme we've seen, but how nice is it when you see an Ottawa Senators player do it? Because you get to see that these guys are just normal people when it comes down to it. They want to succeed. They take pride in their jobs. You saw the big grin from Martin Pyle. You don't see that guy smile very often. A hard-nosed, physical, shut-down third-pair defenseman. And you saw the grin. Clevin, his partner, like a good D partner does, goes and scoops up that puck. The bench was stoked for him. And especially Martian, when it's a guy that's in his mid-20s, I believe Martin Pyle is 26 or something. So it's not like, yeah, I think he's something like that. Let me know in the chat if it's different, but he's not like a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed guy coming out on the first year out of college or the OHL or something like that, right? Or it's like his first handful of games. Like he's been in the minors and he's put his time in at the NHL. So it's so awesome to see that guy get a goal. And what the heck was he doing net front? Like when he scored and it was Matti Powell, I was like, well, awesome for him to get the goal and put the Sens up 2-0. But Matti Powell, what are you doing down there?
Yeah, you know what? It was just a great read by him there. I think he saw all the action happening kind of high in the zone there, and he just kind of took advantage of it and ended up getting lost down there somehow. I don't know how you lose a big body like that, but Yeah, good read by him just to get down there and then to bury that thing too. He almost kind of fanned on it a little bit, that little mini backhander that he
Yeah.
had there, and it almost maybe didn't make it all the way into the net, but he'll take it, I'm sure. And Pilsy, you know the thing I love about those first NHL goals the most is, it's just the reaction of all the boys, right? Like, it just shows you that they all love each other. And yeah, like you said, just Clevin going in that puck. You know, those guys are pretty tight. They've been playing together for a little while here now, the two big towers there on the back end. And yeah, it's good for Clevin going and making sure that puck got grabbed.
Yeah, just a good D partner, making sure he's scooping up loose pucks when he needs to, right? And just on that fact too, I really found the pair of Clevin and Martin Paolo, one thing they do so well that's so underrated, whenever teams dump it in on them in their own end, the guy that goes to get it from the corner, he can always trust that once he takes the hit, he can leave the puck there and his partner's going to be right there to scoop it up. I don't know if you noticed that, Martian, but Meth pointed it out on his highlights. I think not this game, the other game in intermission, that they just have such good chemistry knowing, okay, I'm going to get that dump in. I know I'm going to get drilled here. I have to take a hit to make a play here. But I know if I leave the puck over, do a little backhand dish, I know my guy's going to scoop it up and wheel around the net. Like, those two just have such good chemistry together.
Yeah, that's what good deep partners do for each other, right? They just support each other. And those defensive defensemen, those are the guys who are the best at it, it seems like. I know Sanderson can swoop in there and grab any puck he kind of wants anytime. But yeah, those guys have to play smart because maybe they're not the fastest guys in the world. And it's like something that you used to see a lot from the old Sens. They used to love that old reverse play, right? You go and grab it and just swing it around the other way. And it was always Volchenkov and Phillips. So they never really failed a breakout if you dumped it on those guys. They were going to make sure that they were going to work together to get it out of there. And Clevin and Matt and Paolo are doing the same thing right now. And it's coming again. It's all coming up at the right time here. These guys are starting to figure out all these different things. And they're going to be a bit of a dark horse here coming into the playoffs, Pills. I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do with it.
Oh man, I'm so excited. Our guy Silent Sens, thank you, says Rangers regulation loss Monday and Sens win Tuesday. We clinch. My brain's been going crazy with the clinching scenarios. I'm not a math guy, so I appreciate how awesome it is looking at it, being like, hey, if this happens and this happens and then that happens all together, then we clinch. But Martian, I don't know about you. I'm the kind of guy where just I'm gonna wait, cheer for wins, and when they get that X, I'll celebrate. I'm not going to do the verbal meme Charlie Day and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's got the board with the elastics and the pins and he looks all insane trying to connect all the dots. That's a little too complicated for me, but I don't know. I feel like you're not a guy that gets into that either, eh?
Yeah, there's a lot of minutia that you could kind of dive into with that sort of stuff, right? And I think, you know what, I saw a really good tweet. I believe it was John Rodenberg who put it out there from TSN 1200, and it kind of did a good job of breaking down the scenarios that could happen, from today and into tomorrow. And if everything kind of goes right with the scores tonight, and obviously the Sens got their win here now, I think they can clinch as early as tomorrow, not even playing. But if not, I think that they only need 1 or 2 points, Pills, and then it's done. It's concluded. It's a done deal. They're in. So you gotta hope they're gonna be able to do that. They got a few games here left to figure that out. But it seems like the day is very near, and that's gonna be a fun day to be a Sens fan.
Oh, it's gonna be so awesome. And I'm not really nervous at all anymore, Martian. I've had a bit where I let everybody know my homepage is the moneypuck.com playoff percentages. The Ottawa Senators are 99.94% to get a playoff spot. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I don't have a lot of nerves there. And our guy, Alex, Sens fan in QC, absolute beauty, friend of the show, says, goalie friendly show, had to do it again. All it was money tonight. Go Sens, go. Alex put $40 in the guitar case, 1 for each save on Forsberg's shutout last night. So he does the same here. 30 saves for Ullmark, $30. Appreciate you, Alex. And then Justin S says, Martin Paolo has been quoted, play it north. Simple, easy game, especially when it's north into that net from the slot. You love to see that. And Wally, thank you, says, are the Sens good? Martian, are the Sens good?
Yeah, they're great. They're better than they've been in a long time. So yes, the answer is yes.
Love that. And then Justin S, again, appreciate you. 9 shutouts. Ullmark must have said, that's odd. Let's make it even. 10 shutouts. Ullmark has 4. Levy has 3. And Forsberg has 3. 10 shutouts is something that I would not have expected from this team at the start of it. Eh?
No, it's a good number. And also you look at the breakdown of it. It's not like Ullmark's got all 10 or anything like that. Like Forsberg's obviously doing great. And then earlier in the year, Lalime came in and he had a few of his own as well there. So it's good to see, Ullmark doesn't have to do it all on his own here as far as the shutout thing goes. It's a team effort there. Those goalies. What's the goalie trophy for like the best tandem in the league?
If it William M. Jennings.
So the Jennings, that's it. Yeah. So the if the Jennings was a 3-man goalie tandem trophy, that I think the Sens would have that one locked up. I'm not sure if they're going to get it this year, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I don't know if there's a trophy for this, Martian, but if there was an award and a trophy for best bar in the heart of the Glebe, I think it'd be pretty easy to hand that one out because it's the Glebe Central Pub. You guys know that the Postcast is presented by the GCP at 779 Bank Street in the heart of the Glebe. Every time we're back in Ottawa, we are always making sure to go to the Glebe Central Pub. Check out their website for the Sens shuttle. We got more Sens home games. There's only one road game left in the season, so every other game is going to be a home game. Make sure you're getting to the shuttle. It's the best way to get to and from the game. Martian, we've had people suggest that people that haven't seen Sue the bus driver there's a conspiracy theory that you are actually Sue with the way you're able to get in and out of the CTC and home so quickly. Do you want to comment on that?
I mean, I that's a good theory. I mean, I am pretty damn good at getting in and out of the CTC. I'm not going to go ahead and say I'm as good as Sue, though. She's the best in the league, so I'm not gonna take credit for that. But I like that people are seeing my game. They're respecting my game when it comes to getting into the CTC. Not many people can go from the final buzzer back downtown and boot up a postcast within 30 minutes. But I'm one of those people, Pills. I'm one of those guys. But I am still no Sue. I'm no Sue.
All right, there, you heard it there first. Damn impressive by Martian, his ability to get there and back. And Sue will take you to the game in the bus, take you to the CTC, have a good time there, then on the bus, back to the GCP as quick as possible. And guys, in this economy, vibes can be expensive, but everybody in the chat, let us know, how much are the vibes at the GCP? Because it hasn't changed, even though inflation happened. Tariffs can't touch the vibe costs at the GCP because the vibes are free at the GCP. This episode is also brought to you by our friends over at Indeed. If you guys have a business, you know what it's like when you're stuck and you feel like you need to hire someone yesterday. Well, don't worry about that with Indeed. You can find amazing candidates fast. Just use Indeed. When it comes to hiring, Indeed's all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other sites. Indeed sponsors jobs, puts your job at the top of the page, and helps you reach the right candidates faster. If you have a business, you know what it's like to need someone and you need to hire them like yesterday. The pressure's on, and every day without that right person is a setback for your business. That's exactly when Indeed sponsored jobs come in handy. They make sure your post is seen by the right candidates right now. Now you can speed up your hiring process with a $75 sponsored job credit. Just go to Indeed.com/lockedon right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on the Locked On Senators podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring Indeed is all you need. All right, guys, Brandon Pillar here, joined by Lalime's Martian on the Postcast after the Ottawa Senators' third straight victory, and not just a third straight victory, but back-to-back shutout wins on the weekend. One for Anton Forsberg, 40 saves, and one for Linus Ullmark, my guy, number 35, right here today with 30 saves up against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Martian, was this a game where you were looking at it and we mentioned it on yesterday's postcast that there were some clear advantages for the Ottawa Senators here because, sure, both teams are on back-to-backs, but the Columbus Blue Jackets had to play at 7 o'clock last night in Toronto, then travel to Ottawa and play an earlier game, and the Ottawa Senators got to use their starter in this one. And the Columbus Blue Jackets, although their starter ended up in the game, he didn't start this game. Was this a game you were eyeing as a perfect opportunity for the Sens to get a dub?
Yeah, for sure. And we saw that very similar situation last weekend for the Sens, right? Where they were the ones who were playing at 7 one night and then 5 the following day with the travel in between, the little short travel day. So yeah, I mean you gotta think that's gonna be a huge advantage for the Sens. And then obviously having Ullmark there and having Forsberg play last night for sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, on paper that looks good, but we know how those games can sometimes go other ways. So you can't take it for granted, but yeah, it was obviously it worked out for them this time. Columbus looked tired, that's for sure.
Yeah, Ottawa definitely looked like they had the upper hand here. And to hear more about it from someone that was at the CTC, our boots on the ground report, it's friend of the show, Nick Spence. Nick, how you doing, buddy, after a third straight Ottawa Senators win?
I'm feeling great, guys. What a weekend. 2 Sens game, no goals against. That's pretty good, right? Like, I think that's pretty good.
That's very good. We love to see the Ottawa Senators not only shut out their opponents, but put some points on the board as well, outscoring opponents 7-0 total in this game. Nick, what was the vibe at the CTC? Because watching on TV, you can tell that the energy just feels different in the nation's capital.
Oh, I mean, so first things first is it was electric to start, right? Like the 2 goals right away got the arena bumping. It was honestly kind of subdued for the rest of the game. The Sens kind of shut it down, right? Like the energy was good, but it wasn't as electric as you'd think because it was kind of like the Sens just doing their thing, right? Travis Green hockey. They're just letting the game end, right? Like we got it early. Tarasov got out of there. He disappeared down the tunnel. He looked embarrassed about what he did, and then Merzlikins came in and he did whatever, right? But like it was really a lot of energy to start the game, and then the rest of the game was just like a good solid we've got this energy.
Yeah, that's nice when that happens. So if you were going to rank the 3 games over the weekend here, Thursday, Saturday, and today, which one do you think? Like, give me the 1, 2, 3 ranking on that. Was Saturday the best one? Because to me, I felt like Saturday was really on fire in there.
Saturday's the best one, not just because it was a great result, but also because that's the one my kid got to go to too. So like that's my favorite is bringing my kid. Today's probably second. Thursday was, we'll go Thursday third, right? Like they're all good. I can't complain about any of them, right? Like I think we stole a couple games in there, but nothing wrong with that.
What was the biggest moment of this game for you, Nick? Like where did this one really kind of get you most excited, or not just you, but the arena? Like what was the moment you'll remember from this one?
For me, it was the Matt and Paolo goal. That was one, Matt and Paolo's first career goal. 2, how he scored it. Like that was a goal scorer's goal. Like that was, he had reaction. What is he doing in front of the net? I don't know why he's there. And like he got his own rebound. That was a beauty first goal. That guy's going to be able to show that to his family forever. Be like, I did that, guys.
Yeah, and I know Matt and Paolo had a great game tonight, but I don't think he's going to take the title of your favorite player from Artem Zub anytime soon. I know you like those big defensemen, so.
No, never. Zub honestly had a quiet game. I think I had a good long Zub cheer early in the game where he had the puck for like 12 seconds straight. I thought I might lose my voice, but the rest of the game is pretty quiet.
Yeah, so I mean, with that being said, you know the drill here, Nikki. We're looking for a Sens Central standout out of you. Who do you got?
I am going to go with Matt and Paolo. That first goal, that's worthy of a Sens Central standout. What can you say, man? Like that goal scorer's goal, I love it. For a guy who is never net front, to be net front, that was a beauty. And he's been here a bunch of games. It's wild that he got a goal before Zetterlund. I don't know how that happened. I know you and I, Martian, have been on the is Zetterlund ever going to score bandwagon. I assume at some point, but like I'll go Matt and Paolo for this one.
Love it. That's a good one. I feel like that's on brand for you too, Nick. You're always showing love to the D men that don't always get the credit, the unsung heroes. So that's a good one.
I love them.
Final one for me here, and then we'll get you out of here, Nick, is do you have a different preferred potential playoff opponent? Has it stayed the same? Who are you eyeing down now that there's 99.94% chance that the Ottawa Senators make the playoffs?
It's 100%. I was on here last week screaming about we made the playoffs. I'm not changing my story now. I want the Leafs. My buddy driving right now, Rick, he is actually, unfortunately, a Leafs fan.
Okay.
But
Rick.
that's what I want, dude. I want the Leafs. He wants the Sens. Right, Rick?
I'm sick of facing Boston, Tampa, and Florida every year. I want to change. I want to feel like I'm 17 again. I want the Sens.
See, everyone wants it. Everyone wants it.
Why is it he's not saying we want Florida?
Oh, God, no.
No, not saying we want Florida.
There are some demons to be exercised with Toronto and Florida, but I just don't want that. This second round, maybe.
Okay.
He thinks they're getting the second round. They're not. No, I want the Leafs. 100%. I have 3 out of the 4 years I was in high school, we lost to the Leafs. I got some things that I got to get off my chest. I got to get over some things that I'm emotional about from 20 years ago.
Yeah, we all do. It would be, I mean, it's just, even if you're not a Sens fan, a Leafs fan, just for the sake of the game, a Battle of Ontario would just be a beautiful thing. So we appreciate you coming on here, Nick, as always, friend of the show. Hit us with the Go Sens Go on the way out.
Go Sens, go Zoob!
There's our guy, Nick Spence. Always a beauty. Multiple-time boots on the ground report. We love having him on the show here. Martian, Nick had Martin Palo as his Sens Central standout, and we're going to get to our Sens Central standouts right after a word from our friends over at Monarch Money. Have you guys ever checked your bank account and wondered, where the heck did all my money go? Well, between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one simple place. So stop just managing your money and start building your wealth. Instead of juggling multiple apps, just use Monarch to check your finances, track your spending, and even plan long-term goals. Managing money with your partner is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set your goals together, and stay on the same page without all that stress. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNHL at monarchmoney.com, and you're going to get 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNHL for half off your first year with Monarch Money. All right, guys, Brandon Pillar joined by Lalime Martian. That was Nick Spence with the Boots on the Ground report after a 4-0 win over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Back-to-back shoutouts for your Ottawa Senators. Martian, I will graciously hand things over to you. Who is your Sens Central standout?
Thanks, Pilsy. I'm gonna leave the goalie friendliness to you on this one, and I'm gonna take my boy Thomas Chabot. I thought Chabot was a standout tonight, obviously, and I actually was surprised to see that he was given the first star of the game. But I know why, because he was flying out there creating plays. He had 2 assists on the night, and he was he was just great as usual. He was pretty close with Sanderson there for the top defenseman time on ice wise. 22-26 out there for Chabot. I just thought he had a good game, and that's what a horse like Chabot needs to do for the Sens to have success. So I just love Chabot's game tonight, so I thought he's worthy of my standout here.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I thought Chabot had a great game. Played 22 minutes, 26 seconds. Had 3 shots on goal, 1 hit, 2 assists, was a +2. I just really like the way he was moving the puck in this one, Martian. Even a couple times, he made sure to find a better angle, to get a better lane to shoot on net. Most of the time, kind of the pattern with Chabot, he's getting a lot of shots and shin pads. This game, I thought he was on fire. I really loved that assist he had on the first goal, a heads up, nice long pass to Gaudette to get things going in transition. So Thomas Chabot, an excellent pick, the first star of the game here.
Yeah, just one more thing about him that I forgot to mention there is just with Brady Tkachuk being out, you need a guy like who's been around this team for a long time, like Chabot, to step up as a leader, I think. And I think he's done that. He kind of taken over a little bit of the media stuff. I think after the game there, he gave a nice interview with Claire Hanna, as they usually do after a win. And I just think that, I think maybe Chabot's taken on a little bit more of a leadership role. And I know there was a lot of talk about potentially making him the captain at the time they were trying to make that decision, right? So he's getting, anytime we need him to step up and do that job, I think he's kind of a good guy to look to. It's a different type of leadership than Brady, but it's definitely it's tangible.
Yeah, I think he's a big part of the culture in Ottawa and a part of that leadership group. So that's great to mention. My Locked On Senators Sens Central standout, Number 35, a shutout, a 30-save shutout. Now, would we classify this as a goalie win like the other games up against Tampa and Florida? No, but I mean, anytime you shut the door, 30 saves is awesome to have. He had to make a couple really good saves. I really appreciated his game. I thought his rebound control was good. There wasn't even, I can't think of any like 10 bell saves. I don't have any 3 asterisk saves from Ullmark in this one, but I mean, anytime you're able to get a shutout, especially the second one of the day, weekend, and it's the second game of a back-to-back, you've got to make sure you're holding things down. Some tired legs probably on defense. So Linus Ullmark, the second star of the game, that's the kind of performances you want to see from him coming down the stretch, Martian?
Oh yeah, he just looks steady as hell in there, right? And
Yep.
I think he didn't make any of those big 10 bell saves like the one you see him in the picture behind me here.
Yeah, nice.
But I did mention, like, a lot of times while I was watching this game with my girlfriend, it was good save after good save, right? Like we just kept on saying, oh, good save, good save. So he didn't have to do anything crazy, but he got the job done very well.
Absolutely. Sometimes that's all you got to do is just get the job done. Let's take a look at some more of our starred comments here as we land this plane. Sens fans in van, love you guys. A Hamonic scratch and then Sandy goes on a heater, cause or coincidence? I'm going to say that's probably cause. We saw, or I forget who said it, but I think it was Steve Steo said the stats guy, Sean Tierney, sends him a document labeled bad ideas. I got to think that document had playing Hamonic every single game for more than 20 minutes a night and breaking up Clevin and Martin Paolo as a pair. So Martian, again, nothing against Travis Hamonic, but when you have a pair like Martin Paolo, when you've got your D-core healthy, I think he is the correct choice to be sitting out.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious at this point that that's the case. And I think a lot of us as fans realized it a lot earlier than maybe the coaching staff did. We were kind of calling it for a while, and look at that. Turns out we were right. For once, we got one. So it's good that they got the lineup where it's at right now. I think we should all be happy with that. Agreed.
Tails, appreciate you, says they're Sue's roads. We're just driving on them. I mean, that's pretty accurate. Sue knows her way to the arena. Sometimes I follow along on Google Maps to see, okay, how much longer are we looking at here? I'm like, wait, what is Sue doing? Why is she turning down this road? And then surely Sue knows better than I do, so I always trust her. So that's a good one from her guy.
She's a Carling girl. She likes to palm down Carling. She's
Big
got
time.
that figured out. Yeah.
She's got it figured out. Miguel Marquez, thanks. Appreciate you. Says, where's my Zetterlund 5-goal game? Boy is famished. Martian, can you believe Zetterlund still doesn't have a goal yet?
I can't believe it, with the amount of chances he's getting out there. He was a little quieter tonight, I think, in that regard anyways, but he got an assist. So I'm not complaining about it yet. You know it's going to happen at a time that we really need it to happen. So it's probably going to be that first game of the playoffs. He might set the tone for the fellas. So let's just hopefully he gets a couple between now and then, just to get his confidence where it needs to be. But yeah, he'll be fine. I'm not worried about him.
I think he's going to score an emphatic game-winning goal in the playoffs, and we're all going to forget about his slow start to goal scoring here. So I like that one from you. Martian, this one's addressed to you. Justin S. Still no ice girls. Crying face emoji at Martian. Get on this. What are you going to do about this, Martian?
I've been on it. What do you want me to do, Justin? I'm calling from the rooftops. I've been on it for a couple years now. Took a little bit of heat for the first time, but if you just keep hammering it away at a bad joke, sometimes it just gets funnier and funnier. But I mean, that's something I would like to see come back, but I think a lot of other people would. But maybe I'll just leave it at that. I think ice girls are I like them.
Yeah, Martian's just trying to create jobs in this economy. That's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate it, Martian. I mean, obviously this is the Locked On Senators podcast, but we would be remiss not to mention something big happened today. Alexander Ovechkin scores goal number 895, breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record. Marshy, what did you think of that goal?
I just loved his penguin slide celly, like the belly slide after the goal. I think that's a hilarious move. I mean, what I think of the goal, I think it looked a lot like a lot of the other ones that he scored. It's kind of from that same area. He just rips the puck from there, and that's what he does. So not surprised he got it done, and it's a hell of an accomplishment, obviously. Imagine being a Caps fan and just like being a Caps fan over these last 20 years and just thinking back, like, holy crap. Like I remember when he came into the league and like they are blessed to have that guy to watch every night on their home ice. And he's still doing it at his age. Like, that's the most crazy thing. Like, it's not crazy to think if he plays another, I mean, he could do it, but like another 3-4 years, yeah, he might hit 1,000 the way he's clipping right now.
And like, I know obviously it's Ovi. He's one of the greatest goal scorer. Well, he is the greatest goal scorer ever, but like, Martian, he's third in the league right now in total goals, only behind Leon Draisaitl and William Nylander. So like you mentioned, it's not like he's just like scraping along and getting it done. Like, he's still among the elite goal scorers in this league today.
And he broke his leg in the middle of the year. Don't forget that either. Like, I mean, the guy, he's a freak of nature. I think that's basically all you can say about it. He's a cut above. He knows what he's doing out there.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen it on Twitter, go check out the mic'd up version of it. It's so cool to see him talking to John Carlson, being like, "Hey, I'm gonna be here. Get me the puck, and I'm shooting it." And Carlson's like, "Yeah, Ovi, I know. I've gotten probably 300 assists to you. Like, I'm gonna pass it to you here." So yeah, that was awesome to see. A great moment in hockey history. Let's end it on this one. I saw a comment I wanted to pull up here. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Our guy Crabe, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Vibecasts are awesome, but imagine playoff Vibecast. Martian, how ready are you for the first ever Locked On Senators podcast playoff postcast?
I cannot wait, Pilsy. I'm pumped for it. I'm almost as pumped for the postcast of a playoff game as I am for the game itself. So it's going to be fun. We've been waiting a long time for it. I think we deserve one. We deserve at least one here. We're going to get 4 guaranteed, it looks like. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, Pills. I know you are too, buddy.
Oh, man, it's going to be absolutely immaculate. And the vibes here on the postcast are immaculate. Thank you to all 453 of you here today in the postcast. We've been vibing for a while. We've been listening to flutes, and we're going to get to flutes here once again for the 3rd time in a row. So for myself, Brandon Pillar, for Lalime's Martian, this has been another edition of the Locked On Senators podcast, the postcast presented by the Glebe Central Pub. Ross and I will have you another episode of the Locked On Senators podcast tomorrow, wherever you get your podcasts, on YouTube. Hit us with some Go Sens Go as we leave here. Guys, it's the Locked On Senators podcast, your team every day.